Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee Milly channel. I am JayBee and today we're going to be breaking down all of the Easter eggs and references that I found in episode 4 of HBO Max's Velma. So first and foremost, spoiler alert for the episode. If you want to go into this episode, if you've not seen it, if you want to go in there completely spoiler free, I'd recommend clicking off this video and going to watch episode 4 and then come back and you may have found something that I may have missed out. So if you do find something that I missed, please make sure to comment that down below in the comment section and I'll be sure to, and maybe even pin your comment if it's something massive that I've missed. But without further ado, let's get into the breakdown. Now first and foremost, this comes within a section where Daphne is looking to hire in some private investigators, and this is the list of private investigators that she kind of prospects out, first being Mumbly. Now I'm a bit familiar with Mumbly, mostly from Scooby-Doo's Laugh Olympics. When I was watching through volume 1 of that on DVD, I actually thought that it was some type of pronunciation issue and Muttley was being mispronounced as Mumbly, but it does seem that Mumbly is this completely different character, and so I'm going to leave it up to Hanna-Barbera experts that I know watch these videos, so some kind soul can explain in the comment section exactly who Mumbly is. Even I'd be fascinated to find that out, but of course that is in reference to Mumbly that I know from Scooby's Laugh Olympics. And the next reference is from the Clue Club. Now again, similar to Mumbly and all of the people on this list really, this is a reference to a very old vintage Hanna-Barbera product. In fact, when I was researching for this video, when I first saw the image that we have on the screen, I actually thought that this was a Speed Buggy reference. But again, this is a whole different cast of characters, and honestly, I don't believe that the cast and crew behind this were particular fanatics when it came to old Hanna-Barbera stuff. I just think they wanted a fun Easter egg, so maybe they just did a generic Google search for Hanna-Barbera cartoons and kind of hand selected a few of them, but I actually don't mind that because I'd never heard of stuff like the Clue Club, and we'll get onto this later on, but Snooper and Blabber. So those are people that I'd never heard of before, but I may check out some of their shows after this, so I guess it's achieved something, but let's continue to go down the list. And our third is Goober and the Ghost Chasers, which is the first one that I am properly familiar with. I did actually source out some old episodes of this show on the build up to us interviewing Ronnie Shell, who plays the blonde character in the middle there. So if you do want to hear more from that person, I'll leave the Ronnie Shell interview in the description down below. So yeah, Goober and the Ghost Chasers is actually a pretty solid reference to make. It kind of makes me wonder if they want to expand this weird, wacky, R-rated Hanna-Barbera universe. I don't think so at all. But it's interesting to know that these characters are at least canon in some form to this weird continuity. And now we have Snooper and Blabber, who I'm not really familiar with in terms of their name, but I do think I actually caught some of their episodes as their designs are very similar. I know you could argue that Blabber looks quite a bit like Jerry from Tom and Jerry, but I still think I actually have seen some of their episodes. I don't know, please let me know what time that they were airing or something like that, because they are familiar to me. But again, it's another show that by name I'd never heard of, and it was interesting to see what they pulled from for this. And the final person on this list is the Inch High Private Eye. Now, I'm familiar with the name, I've definitely heard it before, but what's interesting in this sequence is it actually appears that Daphne is on the phone to the Inch High Private Eye, and so I'm wondering if they got the original actor or someone tied to that original series to voice that character over the phone, or if it was a completely different voice actor. If they did bring back a legacy Hanna-Barbera voice, that would actually be amazing. I mean, who knows? I've not really researched into the Inch High Private Eye. It could have been Frank Welker, and so they could have just got him to do the voice. That would be awesome, to be honest. So yeah, that's it. But there's still plenty of Easter eggs left to unpack within the episode. And now we move on to a bit of a different scene where Daphne is shown to have a poster that says Teen Angels on, and while researching for the video I actually found that it is a real life punk band of some sort, but I really don't think it is a reference to this. I think the more likely option is that it's a reference to Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. But it's kind of odd. From some of the things that I found when I was Googling Captain Caveman, it almost seemed that this was the show that could have done with a bit of satire in the adult animation market. Like the prospect of a small, hairy guy following around three women. I don't know, that to me screams like it's looking for some type of adult spoof or adaptation. Way more so than Scooby-Doo. So I don't know if that was some type of Easter egg to what they initially wanted. But definitely I think that this is a Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels Easter egg. I mean, I don't know much about the lore and mythos of that show, but I have noticed now in hindsight that the woman to the forefront, the blonde woman, is wearing the exact same colour dress that the bow on the skull is. So I don't know if she's the main character, but it definitely seems like it's more referencing that character in particular. And one of my favourite Easter eggs in this is we get a glimpse at the Hex Girls. Now, it does seem like there's been some type of overlap or miscommunication or something, because it is still under that Teen Angels banner, so it very much is still a reference to Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels, but if you look at the design, especially the bat necklace of Thorn at the front, it is very clearly meant to be the Hex Girls, so I don't know if that is a genuine mistake on the point of the background artist or Kaling or anyone of that nature, but it is nice to see that the Hex Girls do make a return this year in some capacity. I don't know if they're actually going to physically appear. I very much doubt it unless they're going to go to Hex Girls or Teen Angels concert later down the line. That'd be kind of fun if they bring back the original actors. But it does just pain me just to be reminded about the fact that we lost Haunted High Rise, which was meant to feature the Hex Girls. If you do want to learn more about that project, we interviewed the director of that movie, so that'll be in the description down below as well. But it's amazing that the Hex Girls do get referenced, because they are easily one of my favourite side characters. Speaking of favourite side characters, we have a reference to Mystery Incorporated, more specifically Janet Nettles, who of course is revealed to be the brand new mayor at the start of season 2, and goes on to be a big player when it comes to that whole dynamic with Crystal Cove and Sheriff Bronson Stone. And it's so interesting because the fact that this is in the mayor's office, whilst of course it isn't canon to the Mystery Inc. animated series, because I mean, it physically can't be based on the timeline, but it is interesting to know that in the multiverse of Scooby, there is a version of Janet Nettles that twice is connected to that mayoral office of Crystal Cove. It almost seems like it's destiny in that type of way, but super impressed with the background artist and the designers for actually including this reference here. And it begs the question, is there a version of Sheriff Bronson Stone out in this universe? I don't know, I kind of hold hope that there is, but again, unless it's Patrick Warburton, I kind of don't think that they should go there. But that's all the Easter eggs and references that I found in this episode. Did I get them all, or did you find one that I may have missed? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you do want to see more content surrounding this series, such as first reactions, actual reaction videos, and Easter egg breakdowns, then please like, comment, and subscribe. But if you're more of a fan of traditional Scooby-Doo, then subscribe too, because we also have weekly interviews where we interview people that have worked on the entire franchise, ranging from Scooby-Doo Where Are You, all the way up until Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. So we kind of have covered it all on that show, so please stick around for that, and we'll see you next time.